How can Tesla be worth more than all the car companies in the world combined? Now, let's say they start selling, and I've always said this, let's say they start selling 80% of all the cars in the world, which is impossible, but let's say they do. They still obviously wouldn't be worth more than all the car companies in the world, even though they do make a nice profit margin. So how is that possible that they could be valued so high? So there's one reason. If you notice, what's the main benefit? Why are people now rushing to get Teslas? It's the number one brand in the UK. 9% of all car sales were Tesla last year. It's the number one brand everywhere in the world. Why? Because to fill it up, especially with these high petrol prices now, record high petrol prices, the highest in 13 years. So you just charge it and it costs like $3 to charge your car for the day, right? Nothing. It costs pennies. But do you understand why? That's only because the government allows it to do so. Why is petrol so high? Why is fuel so high? Because in the UK, Europe, it's taxed at 85%, sorry. 85% of that petrol is taxed. Remove that, and guess what? The Tesla cost is exactly the same as petrol. Identical. It's only because the government wants to stop this and force you onto that one now looks good. And so all the sheep, as usual, rushing to buy their Teslas. Yay, $3. Do you think governments are stupid? Do you think they're going to lose a huge revenue source for themselves to allow you, because of climate change, to get a Tesla? They will allow. They'll see 20%, 30%, maybe when 50% are all full electric cars. Boom. Mileage tax. They're going to slam on a mileage tax, and it will cost exactly the same for your Tesla as a petrol car. And obviously they'll completely bury the petrol car industry by slamming even more taxes and banning them. UK is going to have a ban from 2030. There's no other way, because otherwise they're going to be exactly the same. So now you have to understand why, again, back to our original question, why is Tesla valued so much? Why do governments want to focus on Teslas? Again, climate change, please, guys, stop it. It's like the thing going around now that everyone's taken a few times, right? Yeah, also incentivized, also being told to do and do. It's the same plan here. So why Teslas? Why does the government want you to do it? So Teslas, in fact, their main value is not actually as a car company. It's not even as a battery storage company, which they kind of promote. It's a data company. They track exactly where you're going. They know exactly what you're doing. They can record everything that's going on in the car. Video, sound, everything is recorded. They know exactly how far you've traveled, where you traveled. They can go back in time. They can see where you were. There is no escape when you're in one of these EVs. You and all your data is in a cloud ready for the government to observe and manipulate. And that is the same reason why governments have allowed Google and Facebook to monopolies. Beyond monopolies, they are archetypal monopolies. They're 80% dominate of each of their respective industries. And you had the Facebook Cambridge Analytica blow up a few years ago, where governments are basically bribing Facebook to find out what's going on, and to promote elections according to their will. That is the reason why governments love monopolies. They want Tesla. They want Google. They want Facebook. They want to deal with one person. They buy their data. They give them free reign. They give them, you can go, no monopoly laws. You can do whatever you want. But just give us the data so that we have further and further tyrannical oversight over our citizens. That is the reason why all this is being allowed to occur. That is the reason they're incentivizing you to buy electric cars. That is the reason why internet is still free. And you can go on Facebook and WhatsApp, how much it costs billions to make. Billions and billions just to keep your WhatsApp going free. Because it's not free. They're tracking everything you say, everything you do. Data is the most precious resource at the moment. They can target ads. They can find out what you're doing. They can find out what's, before something happens, they can already plan what to do. This is the reason, guys, all these things are being incentivized as well. And we don't even know the reason. I'm telling you, I don't even know the reason why they incentivized, that thing during the pandemic for everyone to get, and are still doing so and mandating so. And I don't know what the reason is. But again, they are always trying to incentivize you to do things. And you have to realize there is definitely bad attention behind that. Tesla's value, therefore, is a valid value, because if they can give that much data, it is extremely valuable, just like Google and Facebook's data, the monopolies. So there you go.